that can greatly affect the outcome of the game, can't it?
Yeah, you can have your medal stripped, and potentially your team can be entirely scratched from a season or even just a competition.
And how do you approach rest, recovery, and injury prevention?
My ankle has plagued me for quite a few years.
Welcome to Tell Me More with Monisha Mahtani, the podcast where we explore the story between the question and the transformation. I'm Monisha, a nutritionist with over 2 decades experience, wellness strategist, and deeply curious about the inner lives behind the outer success. In each episode, I speak with individuals who have navigated life's challenges with grace and emerged with wisdom to share. This episode is sponsored by Nutrition Band, a platform with affordable healthy eating meal plans, programs, and recipes. Today's guest is a rising force in the world of competitive fencing. When he was just 17, David Sosnov had taken the silver medal at the Junior World Cup in Italy. He has broken into the senior top 8 in Paris and helped Great Britain secure its first ever Junior World Cup team gold. But beyond the medals and rankings, I'm interested in the man behind the mask, the discipline, the mindset, and the physical rituals that have brought him to where he is at this point, and to find out where he's heading next. Welcome, David, to Tell Me More. I'm absolutely delighted to speak to you today.
Hi, I'm really delighted to be on with you as well. Thank you very much for having me.
It's such a pleasure. And just like myself, our audience is very excited to know about your journey. So I'm going to start with what drew you into fencing in the first place.
So my father grew up in the Soviet Union in present-day Kiev, and he was a fencer in his childhood up until late teenage years. So when I was growing up in the US and I lived in New York, my dad signed me up at a local fencing club to try. And from then, I pretty much loved it nearly immediately.
That's amazing to hear. So how old were you when this started? And can you remember the moment you thought, this is bigger than just a hobby?
Yeah, of course. I was 6 years old, and unfortunately, I don't think my parents ever saw it as a hobby. Like, they wanted me to get into the competitive side and in a way reach heights. My dad wanted me to reach heights that he didn't have the opportunity to reach. But I'd say if there was one turning point, it would have been my first competitive medal, which was at like an under-8 competition in London after I'd already moved back.
And that's very young, under 8. So that must have been a great achievement in itself.
Well, I think as any skill, the earlier you start, the better. Just the more hours you get practice and the more competitive environments you put yourself in, the better the output's going to be.